जय हिंद बच्चों. Today we are going to discuss the formats and basics of journal. How to solve the journal, that today we will learn. Before that, in the last class we had discussed the rules of debit and credit, and that is very important for this chapter, because if rules of debit and credit is not clear, then journal chapter cannot be understood. So I must say this, that before proceeding to this chapter, please go and watch the video of rules of debit and credit 2-3 times. Although I will revise all the things in this particular video also, but watch each and every video. Now, what is the importance of this chapter, journal? You just see this particular chapter is the base of accounting, and you have to clear your each and every doubts about this chapter, because this chapter will not for class 11th only. This chapter is for your entire commerce life. So we will understand this chapter. We will learn together this chapter in a very good manner, and that can be possible when we will cooperate each other. So what I want from you, more and more questions. Okay? So let's start with the word journal. Journal is contained the first word, jor. It means daily record. Okay, so what is a journal? देखो बेटा, in the business daily so many transactions are there, and it is impossible for a businessman to remember each and every transaction in the mind. So for daily recording the transaction, they prepare a book, and that book which contain daily transaction recording immediately when it's take place in the business, that is considered as journal. Journal is also known as rough book. Why it is considered as a rough book? Let's suppose sometime in the class also you are doing this, that when a teacher is saying something quick, immediate, and you want that I will make it this in a very proper manner, in a fair copy at home. Let's write down in any other copy immediately, and I will make very proper notes in home in a fair copy. So you are writing down all that content quickly in a rough book. Similarly, in the business also it is happening. That business, whenever any transactions are taking place, immediately business is recording that all transaction in a primary book. So here the name of journal is also known as primary book, where the transactions are recorded at first time. That is known as primary book. That's why when transactions are recorded at first time, that's why it is known as original entry book. So rough book, primary book, and original entry book. This three is the transaction, what we can say, which make the book journal. So journal is known as rough book, journal is known as primary book, and journal is known as original entry book. Okay, now rules for journal. So beta, rules of journal already we discussed in the previous chapter. 3 accounts are there. One is personal. What is personal? You go and watch. Real, and third one is nominal. Journal have two sides. One is debit side and one is credit side. So what thing will be debit, what thing will be credit in journal, that you have to understand by the rule. So personal rule is debit the receiver. Debit the receiver. and credit the giver. It means whosoever is receiving anything, that will be debit in journal, and whosoever is giving anything, that person will be credit in journal. Next one is real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Very simple, beta. Whatsoever is coming in business, that will be debit, and whatsoever is going out from business, that will be credit. Like furniture is coming in the business, so furniture will be debit. And when we purchase the furniture, what thing will go out? Cash will go out. Then it will be credit. Nominal account is all about the losses and expenses. So it have a rule: debit will be all loss and expense, and credit will be all income and gain. Clear? It is clear. Personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, debit what's coming, credit what goes out. Nominal account, debit all loss and expenses and credit all income and gain. That is the rule of journal. Now, we will understand the importance of journal. That what is the importance of journal? Look, with the help of journal, we record the transaction in a systematic way on a daily basis. That is the first and most important of journal. The journal help to keep the record in a systematic way. And journal is providing the base for all other books to find out the profit and loss. Journal is considered as the original entry book also. So these are the importance. Now we proceed for the format of journal. And I'm just making the format, and I request you that now from onwards, when we solve the question of journal, you also have to follow the same pattern. Use the scale. Okay, never ever make the journal without proper help of a scale. Okay, bacha. So I'm just using the digital scale, so it will be more difficult, but for you people it is very easy to make it that. So 1 number MCQ is that what is the meaning of journal JOR word? So it is a book which keep transaction daily record. The JOR means daily record. Okay. Now how many columns in journal? So beta, always remember in journal there are 5 columns. So first column itself known as the date one. It means I already told you the journal help to keep the record on the daily basis. So first transaction will be the date one, where we record systematically the date one. Second column is quite bigger as compared to other one, and it is known as particular, where you will record the journal entries. Getting my point? Chalo ji. After journal entry, one more column is there, that is LF column. What is the meaning of LF column? If you're knowing, just write down your answer in the comment box. That what is the full form of LF? Chalo, quick. One more column will be the debit amount, one more column will be the credit amount. Okay, bacha. Now just disappear this key. So we have first column, and that is what? Date, where we will record all the date, and if date is not given, then we will possibly recording serial numbers. Particular, where we will record the transaction of journal. Okay. Next one is LF. LF is basically what? It is a ledger folio. That on which page number of ledger this particular account will be written up. That is what? Ledger folio. Next one is debit. Okay, and you will write down the rupee symbol. If you're in America, you will write down the dollar symbol. And credit. And in the book of journal, in the book of the person, a firm name. So this is the complete format of journal. Okay, you will find out the total also here. After all that, you will find out the total of this particular two column. Now this two particular column balance should become equal, because if this two side balance is not coming equal, it means you had done any mistake while recording the debit and credit transaction. Okay, so date is the first one, particular is the second one, ledger folio is the third one, debit column is the fourth one, credit column is the fifth one. So when we record a transaction, that should be recorded in this particular format. At the last, means in the last transaction of the question, we have to find out the total. Sometime we need to turn up the page. So when we are turning the page, we have to find out the total on a particular page, and we use the word balance CD. Okay, when we end the page, when we end up the page, and this particular will be carried forward when we open the next page. When we open the next page, it will be recorded as balance BD. Okay, so it is like that. What, suppose it is the page number 1, okay, and our transactions are not completed on page number 1. So instead of total, you will write down instead of total, you will write down balance CD, and you will write down the amount here. And when we open the next page, we will write down here balance BD, and whatever the amount, you will write down as a balance BD. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. When we close the page, we have to use the word balance CD, find out total. That total will be carried forward to the next page as balance brought down. Getting my point? Any problem? Please ask. Because it is very important. It is very important to discuss the things. Now we will understand some advantage and disadvantage also. So format, how many columns are in journal? 5 columns. Which one is the third one? Ledger folio. Which one is the first one? Date column. Advantage of journal. ठीक है जी. So देखो, 3 basic advantages of journal is there. Number one, it is a systematic recording. What is a systematic recording? Date wise. Journal help to record the transaction date wise. That is what systematic recording. Number two is reliable evidence. Evidence means proof. So if any transactions are recorded or not recorded, that take place in our business or not, the journal is the reliable evidence for that. Because we know that when a transaction take place immediately in the business, that will be recorded immediate in the journal. That's why journal is known as original entry of book. So journal will also act as a proof of evidence of the transactions. But it is always there. Everyone is accepting this particular evidence as a recording of journal. Manipulation can be or not. Fraud can be or not. Yes, fraud can be. Sometimes what the accountants are doing for manipulating the data, without proper voucher they record the entries in journal, and from journal it was recorded everywhere. And when audit is there, then this particular manipulation come out. Now the word is what? Audit. Audit is what? Audit is a process of checking the accountancy book with the help of proper evidence. Like suppose I purchased a machinery worth rupees 50,000, but I recorded that value 80,000 rupees in our book to increase our expense, that I have to pay less tax, because when expenses are more better, we have to pay less tax. So when audit done, auditor come to know that our machinery voucher is showing 50,000, but journal is recorded at 80,000 rupees. So the auditor will find out the difference and ask the question, and because of that your book reliability will decrease. Maybe some penalty will be also charged. Now the third and most important is that it is what? It is of process of classification. What is the meaning of classification? Suppose in journal in a day we record 500 transactions. About of 500 transactions in ledger, what we are doing? We are doing the classification. Classification on the basis of nature. Classification on the basis of nature. Like suppose RAM, purchase, sales, postage, office equipment. So these transactions are there. So out of this 500, we will classify in each and every transaction as rated, by which we can easily find out what is the RAM total, what is the purchase, how much sales, how much postage expenses, how much office equipment we have. We can find out that. So journal help to classify the data. If it is a advantage beta, so if it will definitely have some disadvantage also. So what are the limitations of journal? The first limitation is that journal will be too long if all transactions are recorded. Suppose in a day 7,000 transactions please. So when we record all the 7,000, our journal book becomes too much long, and it is very difficult to classify the data. Number two, that sometimes journals are manipulated with the personal observation. Because of personal observation, we have three rules: personal, real and nominal, and sometimes because of personal judgment, we not follow the right rule, we not follow the right account, and because of that, if mistakes are done in journal, it will affect each and every book. So any single mistake in journal will be affected the other books also. So now how we record the journal? How we will go for that? Before that, one more word is there what we will discuss every day is narration. What is the narration? I'm telling you. Just come to the format. Yeah. Suppose transaction you recorded in debit column, transaction you recorded in credit column. So but this can be understood by the person who is expert in accountancy. But as we know that this particular information is not only for the experts in accountancy, the owner, the managers, the outsiders. Maybe they don't have the knowledge of accountancy. So how they can understand that what does this particular transaction mean? So for the layman, we record this particular transaction in a statement form, in bracket. And that statement form is known as narration. It is necessary to record? Yes. It is very necessary to record that each and every transaction in each and every narration, in each and every transaction. For example, goods purchase. So you will write on being goods purchase worth rupees 5,000. That if anyone will not understand by the journal entry, the person will understand by the statement that what you had passed in this particular transaction. Okay, so what we had covered? We had covered what? I'm just revising. Any problem, please ask. The meaning of journal, why journal is known as rough book, primary book, or original entry book. The meaning of JOR is daily record. Rule of journal we covered. There are 3 rules basically for 3 accounts: personal, real, and nominal. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit what's coming, credit what goes out. And nominal account is debit all the losses and expenses, credit all the income and gain. Is it? Now we discuss the format of journal. 5 columns are there. The first one is date, second one is particular, third one is ledger folio. Ledger folio is what? This particular transaction is recorded on which page of ledger, that indicated by ledger folio. So debit amount is there, credit amount is there. When transaction completed in one page only, then we find out the total. When transaction will be passed to the next page, then we have to first find out the balance CD, find out the balance CD total, and that total will be proceed to the next one, and that will be considered as balance BB. Some advantage of journal is there: systematic recording, because we record the transaction on the daily basis. That's why a proper systematic record is there. Second one is reliable evidence. This particular will act as the evidence of transaction. And third, it helps to classify the data in a different account. At the same time, we have limitation of journal also, that if in a day too much transactions are there, then journal will become too much long and difficult to record with other books. And it is easily manipulated by the personal judgment, personal observation. One more word is their narration. Narration is basically if anyone cannot understand the accountancy language, but accounting informations are very important for them also. So what we are doing, we are recording the things in a statement form, and that statement form is considered as narration, by which any person can easily understand the things. Okay, so beta, now we will learn the journal, how to pass the journal entry step by step. For that, I'm just clearing everything. Okay, now suppose the first transaction I'm just taking, and we will only see that how the transaction will be debit and credit, how the things will be there. So it is there: Mohan commence business with 5,000. Beta, when you read this particular transaction, say this, because from the next class we will solve question. So this is the opportunity to you to understand how the journal will take place. So Mohan commenced business with 5,000. You have to find out the effects. What thing is coming in? What thing is going out? Who is giving? Who is receiving? What is expense? What is loss? And every transaction take minimum how many effects? 2 effects. So Mohan commenced business with 5,000. So when Mohan commenced business with 5,000, cash is coming in business. Is it? And cash is what, beta? Property. Cash is what? It is property. And property is what? A real account. And real account rule now you implement. So by this way you have to find out that which account is present and which account rule will be applicable. So when we redid this particular transaction, Mohan commenced business with 5,000, we come to know that Mohan is introducing the cash. What thing is coming in the business? Cash is coming in the business. And when cash is coming in the business, cash is, we have to find out the nature of cash. Cash is property. And all properties are real account. And a real account will be rule debit what's coming, credit what goes out. So here cash is coming in, that's why it will be what beta as per real account debit. This is the first impact. Second impact. Second impact is what, sir? We are knowing already in chapter number 2, if business is started with anything, that will be known as capital. So Mohan commenced means start. So it is started with cash, so that is also known as capital. Now capital is what? Capital is personal account. Which personal account? Representative personal account. And what is a personal account rule? You implement that. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Here Mohan is giving amount to business, so it will be credit. Now entry will be cash account debit. How much beta? 5,000. And when we record the credit transaction, start with the word to. Credit transaction will start with the word to. To which thing is, who is giving? Mohan is giving. But here capital is representing the Mohan. So to capital account. Okay, it is clear, I think. Cash account debit 5,000 to capital account for 5,000. Similarly, we will take the second transaction and learn how the effect will be there. देखो, out of that 500 deposited to SBI Bank. Now, beta, in this two things are there. 500 deposited in SBI Bank, it means cash is going out, because when we are depositing the money in bank from our business, cash is going out. And who is receiving your money? SBI is receiving your money. So rule is what? SBI is the firm name, so it is what? Personal account. And cash which is going is, your cash is what? Real account. So beta, personal account debit the receiver. SBI is receiving. So SBI bank account debit. 2. What thing is going out? Cash is going out. So real account rule is debit what's coming, credit what's goes out. So 2 cash account. 500 and 500. What narration will you write down? Being cash deposited in bank. So if the person will not understand by this that what is happening, person will understand by reading the statement that in this particular transaction, cash deposited in bank worth rupees 500. Third transaction. Today we will learn the transactions, and from tomorrow onwards we will solve the question. Is it? Third one is beta, purchase goods for cash 200. अब बेटा देखो, purchase goods for cash, what thing is coming? Sir, goods is coming, because when we purchase, what thing is coming in the business? Goods are coming. अब goods is our property, so that's why it will be what beta? Real account. And what thing is going out from business? When we purchase goods, goods is coming in, but what we have to pay? We have to pay cash. So cash is what? Cash is going out. And when cash is going out, beta, it will be what? It will be also real account. And now we will implement the rule of real account in both transactions. So purchase goods, goods is coming in. Rule is saying debit what's come in. So we will write down the word purchase account debit. 2. What thing is going out? So when we purchase the goods, cash is going out. Real account rule is debit what's coming, credit what's goes out. So to cash account 200 and 200. Here one very important rule you please remember. When we purchase any goods, when we sell any goods, when any purchase return is there, when any sales return is there, then we will open purchase goods purchase account, sales good sales account, purchase return account, and sales return account. Okay, goods account will not open when we purchase any goods, when we sold any goods. Okay बच्चा, चलो जी. The fourth one is sold goods to Ram. $500. Beta, now you understand and see this. Sold goods to Ram. Who is receiving the goods? Who is receiving the goods? Ram. Anything is coming in the business? No, sir. Sold goods to Ram. Anything coming in the business? No, sir. Now one more rule is there. How to find out any transaction is the cash transaction or any transaction is the credit transaction? देखो बेटा, when no information about cash oblique credit, then it will be considered as cash transaction. Number 2, if suppose there is a cash information, cash received, cash paid, cash info is there, then it will be cash transaction. Third rule, when credit information is there, that transactions are purchased on the basis of credit, then it will be considered as a credit transaction. Number 4, when any person name is there, Ram name is there, but ध्यान देना बेटा, name is there in the case of purchase or sell of goods only. ठीक है, it will be credit transaction. And the most important, when in the question name plus cash both is given, then it will be considered as, just a minute, then it will be considered as cash transaction. Okay, like suppose purchase goods from Ram for cash, तो क्या हो जाएगा भाई ये cash transaction. Okay, suppose purchase goods from Ram, name is there but cash word is not there, so it will be considered as a credit transaction. It is there, sold goods on credit information is there, credit transaction. Sold goods for cash is there, cash transaction. Okay, no information, sold goods only this much, it is for cash, it is for credit, no information is there, then it will be considered as a cash transaction. Getting my point? Now here, sold goods to Ram, what thing is coming in? Nothing. Who is receiving the goods? Ram is receiving the goods. And Ram is what beta? Personal account. Personal account is what? Name of any person. So Ram is there. So name of any person, Ram is there, and Ram is what? Personal account. Personal account rule is saying what? Debit the receiver. So we will write down Ram debit. One more thing, with the name, don't use the word account. If you want to use, then apostrophe S, Ram's account. Okay, 500 rupees. And what thing is going out from our business? When we sold goods to Ram, Ram is receiving goods. But what thing is going out from our business? Goods. And when anything goes out for the purpose of sales, it will be considered as sales account. How much? 500. Okay. So I hope how to identify the cash and credit transaction, that will be much clear to you. When we can say this is a cash transaction, when we can say this is a credit transaction, and in this transaction how the things will take place. Now we will solve one more. See this. Rent paid to Ram. Ab here what is the rule? Always remember, every rule please remember and write down in your notebook. Rent paid to Ram, when any expense, income received are paid in cash. Okay, are not paid in cash. Name will ignore in that transaction. So here there is no use of Ram. Why? Because rent paid is our expense. So when we are paying rent, beta, rent is what? Expense. And expense is the part of nominal account. And what is the nominal account said? All the losses and expenses are debit. So it will be rent account debit. Suppose amount is 100 rupees. So rent account debit is what, beta? 100 rupees. When we are paying, what thing is go out? Our cash will go out. So it will be to cash account. How much? 100 rupees. Getting my point? Rent paid to Ram 100. So rent is what? Expense. And when it is expense, beta, it is what? Nominal account. And when we are paying that, our cash will go out. And when our cash will go out, simply rent account debit to cash account. अब sir, why name is ignored? Because the two effect is that expense and the payment. So always remember, name will matter, but when it is a transaction of purchase and sell of goods, purchase and sell of machineries, like assets. Like suppose machinery purchase on credit from Ram. Ab here machinery purchase, so it will be considered, name will consider. But when it is a matter of expense and income, commission received from Sham, rent paid to Ram, salary paid to Ravi, when it is a matter of expense and income, name will be ignored. There is no use of name in that. Okay, so this much for today, beta. What you have to do, you have to simply go and learn the format, understand the rules of debit and credit. I had given the information to you that how you read the journal entries and how you pass that, how you find out the effect, and what effect you have to find out. Simple effect, that in this particular transaction, what are the two parties, who is going to effect, what is the nature of that two party. And when you identify the nature, simply implement the rule as per their nature. Is it? So this is how we solve the question of journal. So from the next class itself, we will take it and we will solve the journal from your exercise. But before that, a homework is there to you. Learn the rules of debit and credit, and understand how to identify the effects in a transaction. Okay, so this much for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. You learn a lot. If still any problem is there, give me comment in your comment in the comment box. Okay, so no issue. Thank you very much.